because biodiversity means different things to different people. It could be species richness, it could be sites of special scientific interest, it could be certain ecosystems that provide critical services such as flood prevention, pollination, or water capture. However, one approach that we have taken at EcoOnline is to look at the pristineness of vegetation on a range from 1 to 5, starting from land that is completely artificial. There's little doubt about that. If it's a concrete surface or an impermeable surface, such as a solid urban area, through to things that are regarded as virtually pristine environments, such as untouched tropical rainforest or boreal forests or desert areas. Pristineness is sometimes difficult to interpret, but it can often be useful. I'm going to show some maps that we have developed to provide this information. Now, on this global map that you can see within the EcoOnline mapping platform, we have a number of data layers. One of these is a land cover classification produced by the European Space Agency that shows different types of land cover, such as cropland, forests, urban areas. It's one of the best sources of information on land use at a global scale, and it is very granular, provides lots of information from which we can infer quite a lot about biodiversity, but it doesn't give you specific biodiversity details. From this and from other data sources, we have generated a thing called the Normative Biodiversity Metric. This is a combination of the degree of pristineness, that is the level of human impact on the area, combined with the expected species richness of an area. So these areas that you would see in brown are urban, mainly urban areas, highly artificial, and areas that are dark green are highly pristine. As I zoom in to a specific area, I can generate the results. For that specific area. And here is one of those areas in Bangladesh. I have a number of data points for it. This shows the breakdown of the vegetation in that area, and it gives a pristineness score of 1.1 and a normative biodiversity metric of 1.7. That means it is highly perturbed. As you might expect, it is an area of very high population density, one of the most densely populated areas, and most of the vegetation is either cropland or urban area, with small areas of mangroves and small pockets of natural forest remaining. If we go to another area, in this case the country of Suriname, you see in contrast it has a much higher normative biodiversity metric. The vegetation here in Suriname is primarily undisturbed or very relatively lowly disturbed tropical forest. Now, the important thing from the normative biodiversity metric perspective is whatever categories of land you have, you could take different actions on them. So if you have very high biodiversity areas, the main priorities is to protect that, to conserve it, and maybe to restore any areas that have become degraded. If you have areas that are in a low normative biodiversity metric score, you can still do very positive things to introduce biodiversity, and to increase its score to make it more like a pristine environment. The important thing is to note that whatever land you have, whatever state it's in, there are always some constructive actions that you can take.